In this video, we'll delve into the story that occurred in Florida, USA. On July 14, 2012, 29-year-old Adrianne Robert was found without signs of life by her roommate. Her eyes were open, but she wasn't breathing. CCTV cameras played a crucial role in investigating this case, helping detectives to find and arrest the criminal. Adrianne was born on January 4, 1983 in Brunswick, Maine. She graduated from Leavitt High School in Maine in 2001 and the University of Maine at Augusta in 2005. In 2007, she moved from Maine to Clearwater, Florida. Adrianne's family and friends described her as a beautiful and kind person, always happy and vibrant. She looked forward to the future with enthusiasm. She and her boyfriend Justin were getting ready to start a life together. Adrianne was renting a house with her friend named Jay at the time. The relationship with Justin was moving to a new level, and in July 2012, they found a house where they planned to move in together. Adrianne packed up her things and decided to throw a goodbye party on the evening of July 13, 2012. She told her boyfriend Justin that she and her roommate Jay were going to go to a movie or a bar or something. Justin could not join them because he had an urgent business to do. At the same time, Justin did not object to Adrianne spending the evening in Jay's company. After all, they were not only roommates but also friends. At first, Jay and Adrianne celebrated at home. They had a few drinks, remembering bright moments from the past, but then decided to continue the night somewhere else and went to the Diamond Dolls strip club. This place still works today and looks like this from the outside. At 3:34 a.m., Jay called 911 and informed the operator that he had just returned home and found his roommate without signs of life. Jay said that he and Adrianne were at a nightclub, but she left earlier, and he spent some more time there. And when he got home, he found her on the bathroom floor. Her eyes were open, but she wasn't breathing. There were also signs of a struggle, which indicated a crime. The operator asked Jay to concentrate and perform CPR on Adrianne, giving him instructions. Jay followed them all, trying to start Adrianne's heart until the medics arrived. Unfortunately, when the ambulance arrived, she was dead, and they could not help her in any way. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The police had to answer the following questions. Who took Adrianne Roberts' life? And was her roommate connected to it? They started by thoroughly searching the house, examining every closet, and looking under every bed. The police needed to make sure that the criminal was not hiding somewhere in the house. The first thing the detectives and forensic experts who arrived at the crime scene noticed was the absence of forced entry signs on the front door. Adrianne was lying on the bathroom floor. She wasn't wearing any clothes except for a bra. The cause of her death was a stab wound to the chest. Signs of a struggle in the bathroom indicated that Adrianne was trying to protect herself. The fact that she was almost naked made the detectives believe the criminal was a man. They had to wait for more detailed information from the forensic experts who conducted the autopsy. Upon further inspection of the house, detectives found something strange. While looking around Adrianne's bedroom, they saw that someone had cut off part of the sheet on her bed. Without a doubt, there was a reason for that. Detectives suggested that's how the criminal was trying to destroy the evidence. Perhaps the criminal's DNA was on the sheet. Yet, it was strange that the one who did it did not take the whole sheet. After all, the remaining part of the sheet also contained some DNA. They found something similar to seminal fluid and sent the samples to the laboratory for analysis. It also turned out that Adrianne's car was not in the parking lot next to the house, which meant a criminal could have stolen it. The police searched for possible witnesses to the crime and put an APB on the victim's car. To solve this case, detectives needed to learn every detail of the last hours of Adrianne's life. But first, they had to tell her family the tragic news about her. What happened to Adrianne came as a shock to her parents. They could not believe that someone had deprived them of their beloved daughter. Adrianne's boyfriend, Justin, learned about the incident on the morning of the next day. When he saw that the police had cordoned off Adrianne's house, he immediately realized something was wrong. The detectives informed him that Adrianne had died last night. Criminals often return to the scene of a crime, and given this, and the fact that Justin was in a relationship with Adrianne, the detectives began to check him out for involvement in the crime. The closest people become the first suspects. It is a common practice, and nothing is surprising about this. On the same day, about a few hours later, they found Adrianne's car a few blocks from her house. The headlights were on, and the keys were in the ignition. The abandoned car only confirmed the assumption of the investigators, who believed that the criminal used the victim's car to leave the crime scene. Forensic experts carefully examined the vehicle's interior, hoping to find something that could help solve this case. Investigators turned to the CCTV footage to find who was behind the wheel of Adrianne's car. Unfortunately, the place where the police found Adrianne's car had no cameras. Still, there were cameras on neighboring buildings. Looking through the recordings, the investigators saw a man in shorts with a baseball cap on his head and long hair. It was about at the same time when the 911 call came in. He was slowly walking in the opposite direction from Adrianne's car, and it was crucial to determine where he went next. There was another surveillance camera around the corner, but to the great disappointment of the investigators, this man went the other way. Thus, they lost his trail. They watched the recording dozens more times, hoping to see something they hadn't noticed before. However, it was hard to see anything other than the general features of this man because the recording was made at night. Interviewing witnesses gave the police new information to think about. Sitting on the porch of his house at night, one of the neighbors saw Adrianne and a man running past on the sidewalk. It was strange for several reasons. Firstly, it was late at night, and secondly, it didn't seem like they went for a run. Adrianne was wearing a dress, not sportswear. Moreover, she was holding shoes in her hand. The man who was running after her wasn't in sportswear either, but at the same time, it didn't look like stalking because Adrianne wasn't screaming or calling for help. Therefore, the neighbor did not attach much importance to what he saw. As I mentioned earlier, the investigators needed to restore the chronology of events preceding the 911 call about Adrianne. The victim's roommate, Jay, was invited to the police station for questioning. After all, Adrianne went to the club with him, and he found her on the bathroom floor later. At least, that's what he claimed. During a conversation with the detective, Jay said he and Adrianne had a few drinks at home and then went to Diamond Dolls. They used to go there when they wanted to relax and get away from everyday problems. According to Jay, they went there on foot, as they had already consumed alcohol and did not want to get behind the wheel in such a state. Therefore, the police decided to focus on Diamond Dolls, as visitors with a dubious reputation often come to such places. Jay said he and Adrianne came to the club around 10:30 p.m. and stayed there for several hours. When they were sitting at a table, another guy they had never met before joined them. Jay described him as African American, with a beard and a baseball cap. A few hours later, Adrianne decided to return home, and Jay allegedly stayed. After Adrianne left, he noticed the guy sitting at the table with them had also left. Trying to verify Jay's testimony,